आदेशाच नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्झायाणं नमो लोये सव्वसाहुणम् एषो पञ्चनमुक्कारो सव्वपावपणासनो मङ्गलाणं च सव्वेसिं परमं हवै मङ्गलम् नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्झायाणं नमो लोये सव्वसाहुणम् एषो पञ्चनमुक्कारो सव्वपावपणासनो मङ्गलाणं च सव्वेसिं परमं हवै मङ्गलम् नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवज्झायाणं नमो लोये सव्वसाहुणम् एषो पञ्चनमुक्कारो सव्वपावपणासनो मङ्गलाणं च सव्वेसिं परमं हवै मङ्गलम् प्रणाम।
जय तु नित्यम परम उपकार श्री गुरुदेव। जय तु नित्यम परम उपकार श्री गुरुदेव। जय तु नित्यम परम उपकार श्री गुरुदेव। Same thing.
So we've done this Navpad Bhakti a couple of times, and the way we do it is it's basically the Navpad Pooja, and we will take like the lines of the puja first, and then select a few lines from it to go through the meaning, so that we all understand the puja a little bit better. This is the Navpad Pooja, which is composed by Updadhyay Yashunjay Maharaj Sahib and also Devchandra Ji Maharaj Sahib. So, do you want to give a little bit of background on it? Or?
Yeah, this is a remarkable composition. My favorite. So I really enjoy singing it. Navpad Puja is unique. I can't think of any other such composition where, according to legend, it's Pujapad Srimad Devchandra Ji compiled this. So it has Prakrut lines from the very 12th, 13th century Granth, Siri Siriwal Kaha, by Ratna Shekhar Suri, if I'm not mistaken. And then Bhakti Yoga Acharya Jnanvimal Suri Maharaj Sahib has also compositions. So those are included in this. And then Srimad Devchandra Ji himself, his Uladas. And then he took Upadhyay Yashovijay Ji's description of Navpad from the very famous and widely known Shripal Ras. So it's an amazing composition of like great Mahatmas, and it's our pleasure to sing it and contemplate. Also, this is one of those unique pujas. I guess almost every puja have deep meaning, but this one I would say specifically has a lot depth to it, because Navpad itself, as we have it in this side, Navpad itself is a pretty deep representation. Like everything that is in Dharam is in Navpad, and everything in Navpad is Dharam. So we'll start with the Mangla Charan. Aradhan no Murjas, Atam Bhav Ache, Tire Navpad Che Atma, Navpad Mahite. So ultimately, in an ultimate sense, or in the absolute sense, the goal of dharmic practice is for us to manifest our own purity, and therefore Navpad represents our own self, our own Atma, the progressively purer states of our nature, and therefore we can, and also we can say, Navpad is I and I am. So if somebody asks you, who are you? You can say, I am Navpad. And similarly, I too can say the same thing. So, as Neha said, we will take each path and then we'll try to spend few minutes to understand. So this also is kind of not the usual way. Mostly people will either sing Navpad or they would kind of go through some meanings of it. So we are kind of doing a little bit of a blend of both. Uh, so so unfortunately in Zoom we won't be able to sing together, but hopefully we are projecting it, and for non-Gujarati readers, sorry, maybe next time we can try to bring in the English version. But for now, we have the Gujarati version projected, so you can sing along. And with that, you want me to start? You want to start? So as I said, the first Doha is from the Prakrit Granth, so it's the pronunciation may be a little bit harder on that, but it will get easier as we go. So, Uppana Sannana Moho Mayanam Sappadi Hera Santiyanam Sadeshtanam Diya Sajjanam Namo Namo Sayajinanam Namo Sayajinanam. I pray to all. Saya is all Arihant Bhagwan. Namo Ananta Santa Pramod Pradhana Pradhanaya Bhavyatmane Bhasvataya Thaya Jehana Dhyana Thi Sokhya Bhaja Sada Siddha Chakraya Shri Raja Karya Karma Durmurma Chakachur Jene भला भव्य न पद ध्याने न तेने करी पूजना भव्य भावे त्रिकाणे सदा वासियो आत्मा तेने काणे सदा वासियो आत्मा तेने काणे जी के तीर्थंकर कर्म उदय करीने दिए देशना भव्य ने ही करीने सदाठ महापाड़ी हारे समेता सुरेश नरेश स्तव्या ब्रह्मपुत्र कर्याघातिया कर्मचारे अलग्गा भवो उपग्रही चार जे छे विलग्गा जगत पंच कल्याण के सौख्य पामे नमो ते तीर्थंकरा मोक्ष कामे नमो ते तीर्थंकरा मोक्ष कामे. Why am I praying to Bhagwan? Because I too aspire for moksha, I too aspire for bliss, I aspire for happiness, I aspire for the pure state. That is my true nature. Now the next part is the Dhal by Devchandra ji. Tirthapati Ariha Namo Dharma Durandhar Dhiroji Desh Namarut Varasata Nij Viraj Vad Viroji वरक्षय निर्मल ज्ञान भासन सर्व भाव प्रकाशता निज शुद्ध श्रद्धात्म भावे चरण तीर्था वासता जिन नाम कर्म प्रभाव अतिशय प्रातिहारज शोभता जग जंतु करुणावंत भगवन भविक जन्मे भोगता जग जंतु करुणावंत भगवन भविक जन्मे होता. And then, so it will be hard for us to take meaning of each and everything wherever it's appropriate. I'll try to say a few words. If you have any questions, you can jot it down and we can take it towards the end. So this is from the Shripal Ras by Updadhyay Ji. The rag is Ashabari, so that goes like. सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदोरे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो त्रिजे भवे वर स्थानक तप करी जेणे बांध्यो जिन नाम 64 इंद्र पूजित जे जिनवर कीजे तास प्रणाम रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो रे भविका जिम चिर काड़े नंदो जेहने होए कल्याणक दिवसे नर के पण अजवाड़ू सकड़ अधिक गुण अतिशय धारी सकड़ अधिक गुण अतिशय धारी तेजी नमिया घटाड़ू रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो रे भविका जीव चिर काड़े नंदो जेति हुनान समग उपना भोग करम शिन जानी लय दीक्षा शिक्षा दिए जन ने लय दीक्षा शिक्षा दिए जन ने ते नविये जिन नाड़ी रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो रे भविका जीव चिर काड़े नंदो महागोप महामहण कहिए निर्यामक सतवाह उपमाए हेवी चहने छाजे जिन नमिये उत्साह रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो रे भविका जिम चिर काड़े नंदो 8 प्रतिहार जस छाजे 35 गुण युत वाणी रे जे प्रतिबोध करे जग जन ने जे प्रतिबोध करे जग जन ने ते जिन नमिये प्राणी रे सिद्ध चक्र वंदो सिम चिर काड़े नंदो रे जिम चिर काड़े नंदो रे. So Jim Chirkade Nando is the way to eternal bliss. Chirkade is eternal, Nando is bliss, is through Sit Chakrapad. And then finally, this is what most people would, the people who do the Navpad Aradhana, so every day they say one duha and they give the appropriate kamashamanas. So this is the, so this in that sense, I think more people would be familiar with this. But this is like, this is one of the deepest lines that one can come across. It's like you can say it's kind of inspired or kind of from some SR. Actually, it's the Gujarati version of Pravachan Sargatha. So अरिहंत पद ध्यातो थको वह गुण परचाय रे भेद छेद करियात्मा वाला भेद छेद करियात्मा अरिहंत रूपी थाए रे धीरजिनेश्वर उपदेशे सामर जो चितलाई रे आत्म ज्ञाने आत्मा वाला आत्म ज्ञाने आत्मा रिद्धि मड़े सभी आई रे. Sorry, the screen doesn't have that last part. Atma Dhyane Atma. When Atma does the Dhyan of Atma, then Riddhi Made Savi Aire. Then one gets all the riches, all the prosperity of this world. So, Atma Dhyane Atma Riddhi Made Savi Aire. Riddhi Made Savi Aire. Skip the kavya. Yeah, kavyas are in Prakrit, so they are a little bit hard. But I have here the meaning of the kavya. So, अंतर शत्रु ना समूह ने जीतनारा उत्तम ज्ञान वाला उत्तम आठ प्रातिहार्य અને 34 અતિશય વડે પ્રધાન ભવ્ય જીવોના સંદેહોના સમૂહરૂપી રજને હરણ કરનાર એવા રાગ દ્વેષને જીતનાર અરિહંત પ્રભુનો હંમેશા ધ્યાન કરો. નિત્યમ ધ્યાયે નિત્યમ પી જીણમ કહતો. ધ્યાય is dhyan and nichya is always. We can take the okay, so this is the one line that we had a little bit of we have done this before, so we are reusing the slide. Tirthapati Arihanamu Dharma Dhirandhar Dhiroji. So Bhagwan is the originator of Dharma. Bhagwan is the one who gives us, lays the path of Dharma, is the founder of the Tirth and therefore is the Tirthankar. And he is the brave one. He showers us with the nectar of divine teachings. And he is the great hero of his own pure victory. He won over himself. And that's why he's called Arihant. Is that it? Sorry, moving too fast. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So that was the first pad. Second pad is Siddha Pad. Okay, again, this might be a little bit hard to read, but hopefully we can make it better next time. Siddha Pad. Siddhanam Siddhanam Malayanam Namo Namo Ananta Chaukayanam Kari Ashtakarma Shay Par Pamya Jara Janma Marnadi Bhay Jene Mamya Niravaran Je Atmarupe Prasiddha Thaya Par Pami Sada Siddha Buddha Tribhagon Deha Vagatma Desha Praya Jnanamay Jatvarna Dileshya Sadananda Sokhya Shrita Jyoti Rupa Anabada Punarbhavadi Swarupa Anabada Punarbhavadi Swarupa. Some of the words might be familiar, but this is the description of Siddha Bhagwan, who is Sadananda Sokhya Ashrita. It's always residing in bliss, and to emphasize that they use the word Sukh second time, so bliss and happiness. Ulado is the next page. Oh, so middle of the page. Sakal karama malashaya kari पूर्ण शोध स्वरूपोजी अव्यावाद प्रभुतामयी आत्म संपत्ति भूपोजी आत्म संपत्ति भूपोजी. Bhagwan is the king of the sampatti, of the wealth of his own self, wealth of Atma, the infinite qualities that Atma has. Because Bhagwan has manifested all of them, so therefore they are the king. जेह भूप आत्म सहज संपत्ति शक्ति व्यक्ति पणे करी स्वद्रव्य क्षेत्र स्वक्वा स्वद्रव्य क्षेत्र स्वकाड भावे गुण अनंतादरी स्वस्वभाव गुण परि याय परिणति सिद्ध साधन पर भणी मुनिराज मानस हंस संवड़ नमो सिद्ध महागुणी वाला नमो सिद्ध महागुणी वाला नमो सिद्ध महागुणी. रास समय पे संतर अणफरसी चरम त्रिभाग विशेष रे अवगाहन लई जे शिव पोता सिद्ध नमो ते अशेष रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चिर काळे नंदो रे पूर्व प्रयोग गति परिणामे पूर्व प्रयोग गति परिणामे बंधन छेद असंग रे समय एक उरद गति जेहनी ते सिद्ध प्रणमो रंग रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चिर काटे नंदो रे निर्मण शीत शिलानी उपरे निर्मण शीत शिलानी उपरे जोयण लोगंतरे सादी अनंत तिहासी तीजेहनी ते सिद्ध प्रणमो संत रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चिर छाड़े नंदो जाने पण न सके कहीं पुर गुण जाने पण न सके कहीं पुर गुण प्राकृत त्वम गुण जास रे उपमा विण नाणी भव माहे ते सिद्ध दियो उल्लास रे. Such a beautiful line. Upama vina, there's no comparison to Bhagwan in the entire world. And therefore, oh Bhagwan, give me ullas, give me enthusiasm, excitement, urge to become like you. ज्योतिषु ज्योति मणि जस अनुपम ज्योतिषु ज्योति मणि जस अनुपम विरमी सकड़ उपाधि रे आत्म राम रमापति समरो ते सिद्ध सहज समाधि रे आत्म राम रमापति समरो ते सिद्ध सहज समाधि रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चिर काळे नंदो. दोहो रूपातीत स्वभाव जे केवळ दंसन नानी रे ते ध्याता निज आत्मा, ते ध्याता निज आत्मा, होय सिद्ध गुण खानी रे, वीर जिनेश्वर उपदेशे, तुम्हें सांबड़ जो सिद्ध चित लाई रे, आत्म ध्याने आत्मा वाला, आत्म ध्याने आत्मा, रिधि मळे सविया रे, रिद्धि मळे सविया रे. That was it, but so for Siddh Bhagwan, they have sakala karma mala shay kari. They have removed all the mal of the karma. They have removed all the karmic trash, all the karmic impurities, and they have attained Purna Suddha Swarup. They have attained the complete pure nature. Avyabad Prabhutamai. So they are enjoying unhindered. Avyabad is without any interruption, without any obstruction. Prabhutamai, supreme powers, and are king of the spiritual realm. So I guess just want to quickly say, we mentioned we'll take the meanings in English. So hopefully this is for people who join just by reading that. Hopefully this is good enough. If we want to take meaning of more lines, like each and every line, that would take us, we'll need like 1 day for each one. So if anybody's interested in that, we can talk about that later. So here, do we have, okay. Take the meaning of this. Yeah, this is a tough line. So first part, yeah. So this is also very nice. Shakti Vyakti Pane Kari. I love that phrase. So Je Bhupa Atam Sahaja Sampati. So Bhagwan are the kings of their own Sahaj, natural prosperity, wealth that is within them, within all of us. And so what have they done? What was manifest within them? Shakti, the infinite qualities that were manifested, that were latent in them, they expressed them. They gave expression to that, meaning they manifested that. So Shakti Vyakti Pane. Right. So basically, they manifested all the qualities that are within them. And for us, those qualities are within us as Shakti, but we have not given expression to them as yet. So that's our goal. We don't want to get anything from anywhere else. We want to just manifest what is within us. Swadravya, Swachetra, Swakal, Swabhav. So that's what Bhagwan is in his own dravya, in his own self, which is occupying, and his upyog, his focus is within himself, like in the space that is occupying, right? So from a perspective of place, he is not, we might be thinking about all different things like, hey, I did this at work, I talked to my mom in India today. So like from a territory, from a geographical location perspective, we are going all around, but Bhagwan is within himself. Swakal, so he is for that particular time, he is within him. And then obviously with Swabhav, Bhagwan is always in Swabhav, we are in Vibhav, which is outside of Swabhav. So Gunananta, Adri, and then so this will demand another. So this we can try to, we'll put an advertisement for our Sunday class. So we'll take this Swabhav Gun Paryay Parinati in one of the Sunday classes. And then the last line is also beautiful. What the Mahatmas, Niraj. So the mind of Mahatma Sid Bhagwan are like a swan, Hans, in the mind of the Mudiraj. Right? So which means the Mahatmas are always doing dhyan of Sid Bhagwan. Doing dhyan of Sid Bhagwan or doing dhyan of yourself, they are one and the same thing. And Namo Sid Mahaguni. So Bhagwan is ultimate, like all the best qualities of this world are in Bhagwan. Right? So with that, we go to Acharya Pad, which is day 3rd of Navpad, which happens to be today. Right. Okay. Surina Durikaya Kughanam Namo Namo Sur Samapahanam. So this will take in a slightly different rag. Namo Sur Viraja Sadatattvataja जिनेन्द्राग में प्रौढ़ साम्राज्य बाजा षड्वर्ग वर्गित गुण शोभमाना षड्वर्ग वर्गित गुणे शोभमाना पंचाचार ने पाड़वे सावधाना भवी प्राणी ने देश ना देश काढ़े सदा प्रमत्ता यथा सूत्र ताले जी के शासनाधार दिगदिल जी के शासनाधार दिगदंत कल्पा जगे से चिरंजीव सदा so I put one extra word. जी के शासनाधार दिगदंति कल्पा जगे ते चिरंजीव जो शुद्ध जल्पा जगे ते चिरंजीव जो शुद्ध जल्पा. Acharya Bhagwan are, they have Shadavarga Vargita Gune. So 36, we typically say, even in the Stapna, Guru Stapna, Chattis Guru Gunuman. So 36 qualities, but actually there are 36 combinations of 36 qualities. So it's like 36 times 36. Acharya Munipati Gani गुण छत्री श्री धामोजी चिदानंद रस स्वादता पर भावे निहकाम निहकाम निर्मल शुद्ध चिद घन साध्य निज निर्धारती निज ज्ञान दर्शन चरण वीरज साधना व्यापारती भवी जीव बोधक तत्व शोधक सयल गुण संपत्ति धरा संवर समाधिगत उपाधि दुविध तप गुण आगरा दुविध तप गुण आगरा. The meaning will come later, so I'll hold on for that. The ras. पंचाचार जे सुधा पाड़े मार्ग भाखे साचोरे भविका मार्ग भाखे साचो ते आचार जनमिये ते हशु प्रेम करीने जाचो रे भविका प्रेम करीने जाचो भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चिर काड़े नंदो रे भविका जिम चिर काड़े नंदो. वर छत्रीश गुणे करी सोहे, युग प्रधान जन मोहे रे भविका, युग प्रधान जन मोहे। जग बोहे न रहे खिण कोहे, सूरी नमू ते जो है रे भविका, सूरी नमू ते जो है भविका। सिद्ध चक्र पद बंदो, जिम चिर काड़े नंदो रे भविका, चिर काड़े नंदो। नित्य प्रमत धर्म वाएखे, नहीं भी कथा न कषाय रे भविका, नहीं भी कथा न कषाय। जिहने ते आचार जनमिये, अकलुष अमल अमाय रे भविका, अकलुष अमल अमाय। भविका सित चक्र पद वंदो, जिम चिर काड़े नंदो रे भविका, जिम चिर काड़े नंदो। जे दिए सारण वारण चोय, पड़चोयण मणि जगन रे भविका, पड़चोयण मणि जगने। पटधारी गच्छ थंब अचारज, ते मान्या मुनि मन ने रे भविका, ते मान्या मुनि मन ने। भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो, जिम शिर काड़े नंदो रे भविका, जिम शिर काड़े नंदो। अथमिये जिन सूरज केवल, चंदे जे जग दीवो रे भविका, चंदे जे जग दीवो। भुवन पदारथ प्रकटन पटुते, आचारज चिरंजीवो रे भविका, आचारज चिरंजीवो। भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो, जिम चिर काड़े काड़े नंदो। अथमिये जिन सूरज. So when the comparing Bhagwan with sun, so when the sun sets, meaning Bhagwan is no longer, Arihant Bhagwan is no longer here, and Chande, meaning moon, so we don't even have as much light as that of moon from the Kevli Bhagwans, and by extension we can say even Shuddha Kevli, Purvadar Bhagwans, and in that circumstances we still have, so sun is not there, moon is not there, but we still have a Divo, we still have the light from Divo, which is given to us by Acharya. And Acharya, until there is at least one Acharya, the Shashan will continue. So at the end of 21,000 years after Bhagwan's liberation, so another 18,500 approximately years from now, when the last Acharya would be present, Dukpahasuri, the Shashan will still be there, and after the Devlok of Dukpahasuri Maharaj, but actually he's going to be born in Mahavidya, and will to moksha from Mahavidya. So after the Kaldharam of Dukpahasuri, the Shashan will come to an end. So until Acharya are there, they are continuing. So Acharya is the Jain word for Guru. If you have to use one word, it's Acharya. All three pads, Acharya, Upadhyay, and Sadhu, are all in the category of Guru. Arihant and Siddha are Dev. And then the last four pads of Navpad are part of Dharam. We didn't take the Dhuva, right? Dhyata charaj bala maham. So words. Yata acharaj bala mahamantra shubhdhyani re पंच प्रस्थाने आत्मा आचारज होए प्राणी रे धीर जिनेश्वर उपदेशी तुम्हें सांभळ जो चित लाई रे आत्म ज्ञाने आत्मा आत्म ज्ञाने आत्मा सिद्धि बड़े सवियाई रे रिद्धि बड़े सवियाई. You might be wondering, at the end of each duo, we are saying this Veer Jineshwar Upadish. So for those who have who know Shripal Ras and have read Shripal Ras, I think they might know the answer to this. But as I mentioned in the beginning, the dhal before this, which has like 5 kadis, 5 gathas, is from the 11th dhal of Shripal Ras. And then this duho is from the 12th dhal of Shripal Ras. And the setting of Shripal Ras is such that in the 11th dhal, in Samvasaran, Guru Gautam Swami is giving Deshna to Shrenik Maharaja. And he's telling about the importance of Navpad. And in order to illustrate the importance of Navpad, he's talking about Shripal Raja and Maina Sundari, the story of Shripal Raja. And in there, Guru Gautam Swami is giving the description of each of the Navpad Pad. Right? So, for example, in Arihant Pad, when we said Trijay Bhave Varsthanak Tapakari, all of those 5 gathas in each of the Pad. So that is Guru Gautam Swami giving the Deshna. Tirthankar Bhagwan gives Deshna for 2 prahars in a day, and then for 1 prahar, the Gandhar Bhagwan gives Deshna. So this is when the Gandhar, and then after the Deshna of Guru Gautam Swami is over, then Mahavir Swami Bhagwan enters in the Samvasaran, and in Mahavir Swami Bhagwan's Deshna, he is talking about the qualities of Navpad. So this is how Mohopadhyay Yashovijayji has visualized this, has pictorialized this in Shripal Ras. So therefore, this is literally like Veer Jineshwar Upadeshi is literally Bhagwan telling Shrenik Maharaja and other people in the Samvasaran. So, this one. So, Acharya Munipati Gani. Bhagwan, Acharya Bhagwan is the leader of all monks. So, in the old days, there used to be only one Acharya Bhagwan. So, it was also synonymous with Gachadipati that we use today. And we already mentioned the 36 qualities, which are also in the Panchendriya Sutra. Chidananda Raswadata. It's a beautiful expression. So, what are Acharya Bhagwan doing? So, they are savoring the taste of the knowledge bliss that they have within themselves. Chidananda, Chit is knowledge, and Anand is bliss. And these are kind of, they go hand in hand. So, one can do the Swadata, the Ras Swadata of Chidanand, only if one is Parbhave Nikamoji, meaning they have no desires or they have no expectations, they have no worship for anything else that is external to them. They are completely within them. Even if they are doing the they are disciplining their munis, like their disciples. Even then, when they are doing the sadhana, varna, choina, padi choina, even then it's like that's their external part.
Can you explain those words?
Those words are
Parichana is the.
So these are like gradual, progressive way of disciplining somebody. So Sarna, I believe, if I'm not wrong, so I'll look it up and correct it if I'm wrong. Sarna is telling one time, you should do this or you should not do this. Varna is if even after telling one time, if they don't, if they still make the mistake, then telling them again. So repeatedly telling them few times. And Choina is getting angry and telling them. Telling them is telling their disciples. So yeah. And then Padichoina is even when the scolding does not work, then what's the last resort? Which all moms and dads will know. Right? So then beating. Yeah. So, which is not very common in these days, but Acharya Bhagavan, because the Shishya have dedicated their lives and their goal is to become a better person, right? So therefore, they have given the authority to Acharya Bhagavan to beat them if that's needed for them to improve.
So you were saying like while they are doing all of this.
So even when they are doing all of this, right? So if we were to go to the Upasha and if we were to witness Parichoina, we would, I would think that most of us would get very negative bhav for Acharya Bhagavan, but that's how they are behaving externally. So internally, so it's almost like a mom, right? When a mom is beating a kid, it's not like she loves to beat, but it's for their own, for the benefit of the kid, for the kalyan of the kid. So similarly, but when the difference between a mom and the Guru Mata is that Guru Mata is staying within themselves. So internally they are within themselves. They know who they are. This is more like an external role that they are playing because they are at the. I first heard this phrase in Gurudev Shri's Vashna, and I've not heard it from anybody else say it. And it's beautiful. Like he was describing that when he was young, quite young, his Guru Maharaj Sahib passed, got Devlok. So then he was appointed to the post of Acharya. He used the word post of Acharya. So that's how he thinks of it. It's just responsibility that has been given to them. It's not how they identify themselves with from an external perspective. Internally, the 36 qualities are what they have manifested. Internally, they are doing the Chidananda's Swadat. Oh, we have more. Okay. Nikam Nirmal Ashuddha, with the goal of attaining the state of knowledge that is desireless. Right? So that's the Shuddha Chitta Nikam Nirmal. Sadhya Nija Nirdharthi. So that's the goal that I want to attain, that state where it's desireless, immaculate, and pure. So the achars, like the 5 achars that we are familiar with, it comes in the Pratikam Sutra also. So Gnanachar, knowledge, Darshanachar, perception, Charitrachar, conduct, Viryachar, energies, and Tapachar comes in the last line, Duvida Tapaguna. So they are indulged in this. And then one other very nice adjective Devchandraji Maharaj had used here is they are Tattva Shodhak. They are the researcher. So Shodhak is discoverer, researcher of their own self. So which means like they are doing research on their own. They are digging deep into their own self so that they can manifest virtues that are within them. And they are in the state of samvar and in a higher form of meditation, such as samadhi. They don't have any material baggages, and they are a gold mine of external and internal austerities, the Tapaguna. So now we can move over to the 4th part, which will be tomorrow in this Holi, and that's the Updadhyay. Sutatha Vitharana Tap Paranam नमो नमो वायुगुंजरा नहीं सूरी पण सूरी गणने सहाया नमो वाचिका त्यक्त मद मोह माया वड़ी द्वादशांगादि सूत्रार्थ धाने जिके सावधाना निरुद्ध अभिमाने नरे पंचने वर्ग वर्गित गुणोधा प्रवादी दीपोच्छेदने तुल्य सिंधा गणी गच्छ संहारणे स्तंभ भूता उपाध्याय ते वंद्ये चित्त प्रभुता उपाध्याय ते वंद्ये चित्त प्रभुता. It's very beautiful expression young people use. Chinachitma, Prabhu is there all the time. That is Upadhyaya. Chitta, heart, and Prabhu is dwelling in Upadhyaya's heart, meaning they are always contemplating on the teachings of Bhagavan. खंती जुआ मोती जुआ अजव माधव जूताजी सचम सोयम किंचना तव संयम गुणरत्ताजी जेरमिया ब्रह्म सुगुप्ति गुप्ता समिति समिता श्रुतधरा स्याद्वाद वादे तत्ववादक आत्म पर विभजन करा भव भीरु साधन धीर शासन वहन धोरी वरा सिद्धांत वायन नाम समरथ नमो पाठक पद धरा वाला नमो पाठक पद धरा. Another Upadhyaya has few names. One of them is Pathak. It's another synonym of Shripal Ras. द्वादश अंग सज्जाय करे जय पारग धारग तासरे सूत्र अर्थ विस्तार रसिक ते नमो उवझाय उल्लास रे सूत्र अर्थ विस्तार रसिक ते नमो उवझाय उल्लास रे रवि का सिद्ध चक्र पदवन अर्थ सूत्र निदान विभागे आचार्य उवझाय रे भव त्रिजे जे लहे शिव संपद रे नमिये ते सुपसाय रे भवि का सिद्ध चक्र पदवन जिम चीर काड़े नंदो रे मूरख शिष्य निपाई जय प्रभु पहाड़ ने पल्लव आने ते उवझाय सकड़ जन पूजित सूत्र अर्थ सभी जाने रे बवि सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदो जिम चीर काड़े नंदो राजकुमार सरीखा गण चिंतक आचार्य पद योग रे जे उवझाय सदा ते नमता नावे भव भय शोग रे भवि का सिद्ध चक्र पदवंदो जिम क्षीर काड़े नंदो भावना चंदन रस समवयणे अहित ताप सविटाड़े हे उवझाय नहीं जे वड़ी जिन शासन अजुबाड़े भवि का सिद्ध चक्र पद नंदो जिम चीर काड़े नंदो. One of the beautiful lines. Most of you are familiar with sandalwood. So within sandalwood also, there's a special, the best quality of sandalwood is called Bhavna Chandan. And the Bani, the teachings of Upadhyay is kind of like the best of sandalwood. So it pacifies, it cools away uh, all of our anxiety, all of our worries, all of our fevers, mental fevers, physical fevers. And therefore, I bow down to Upadhyay, who are illuminating the Jin Shashan. So, without knowing the tattva of Jin Shashan, we cannot really say we know what Jin Shashan is. So, because Upadhyay Bhagwans are primarily teaching us the tattva, giving us the tattva, they are illuminating the tattva for us, and therefore they are illuminating the Jin Shashan for us, telling us what exactly is Jin Shashan. The Duha. Tapasa Chairat Sada Dvadash Angana Dhyatare Upadhyayate Atma Jagbandhav Jag Bhratare Veera Jineshwar Upadishe Tume Sambar Jo Chitlai Re Atam Dhyane Atma Riddhi Made Savi Ai Re Riddhi Made Savi Ai Re. So Devchandra ji chose to take the 10 qualities, the 10 Yati Dharma in the Upadhyay Pad. So those are this Khanti. We also, the 10 Lakshan is basically representing these 10 qualities. They are manifested in Muni. They start to form in Muni and they flower within the Upadhyayas. So here he used the word, they are passionate about these 10 goods, these 10 virtues: forgiveness, renunciation, honesty, humility, truthfulness, contentment, non-possessiveness, austerity, self-restraint, and the last quality, Uttam Brahmacharya, he took in a separate path, the whole path for that. So they are engaged in Brahmacharya, they are Ramya Brahma. So Brahma is nothing but our own pure nature, our Atma. So when one is focusing on Atma, then that is the absolute meaning of Brahmacharya. And equally important, Upadhyay Bhagwans, they don't have any pride of the Gyan that they have. Right? They are always, they know that pride is a sin, is not a virtue. And if anybody that indulges in pride would increase their bhavs, and they definitely don't do that. They are bhav bhiru. So therefore, they have extreme humility, and that's what they teach us also. And then the other factors that facilitates the development of Jnana is Samiti. So they are following Samiti and Gupti, and their Vachnas. So the last part, Siddhanta Vayana Dana Samrat. So Syadvad Tattvavada. So that part. So their Vaishnavis always take into account Syadvad. So they always have the relative aspect in their mind. So they would know what is suitable for the person that they are addressing, and they would accordingly try to, if somebody is in front of them and they need more a dosage of Vyavhar, then they would emphasize Vyavhar. If they need more dosage of Nishchay, then they would emphasize Nishchay while explaining the Tattva, while explaining the nature of reality. All right, so that's Upadhyay Pad, and okay, this we can take next time. No, so one more word. This is important, so I'm just going to call it out. the teachings of Upadhyayas are extremely potent in sowing the seeds of Bhed Gyan. So Bhed Gyan is the way to get Samyaktva, to get Samkit, and Samkit is the way to get ultimate bliss. Right? So moksha is not possible without Samkit, and Samkit is not possible without Bhed Gyan. And the seeds of Bhed Gyan are sown in us by the teachings of Upadhyaya. So therefore, we always revere Upadhyaya Bhagavan. So this is it. We have 5 minutes, and the fifth one, Munipad. Sahud Sansahiya Sanjamanam Namo Namo Shuddha Dayadamanam Namo Namo Shuddha Dayadamanam Kare Sevana Suri Vayag Ganini Karu Varnana Tehani Shri Munini Sameta Sada Pancha Samiti Trigupta Trigupte Nahi Kam Bhoge Shulita वड़ी बाह्य अभ्यंतर ग्रंथ टाड़ी होए मुक्ति ने योग्य चारित्र पाड़ी शुभाष्टांग योगे रमे चित्तवाड़ी नमो साधु ने तेह निज पाप टाड़ी नमो साधु ने तेह निज पाप टाड़ी उड़ारो सकल विषय विश्वारिणे निह कामी निह संगी जी भवदवताप क्षमावता आत्म साधन रंगी जी जे रमिया शुद्ध स्वरूप रमणे देह निर्मम निर्मदा असग मुद्रा धीर आसन ध्यान अभ्यासी सदा तप तेज दीपे कर्म जीपे नैव छीपे भणी मुनिराज करुणा सिंधु त्रिभुवन बंधु प्रणमोहित बड़ी वाला बंधु प्रणमोहित बड़ी रास जेम तरु फड़े भमरो वैसे पीड़ा तस न पावे रे दई रस आत्म संतोषे रे तिम मुनि गोचरी जावे रे विकासित चक्र पद वंदो जिम शीर काले नंदो रे पंच इंद्रिय ने जे नित्य जीपे षटकायक प्रतिपाड़ रे संयम 70 प्रकारे आराधे वंदो ते दयाड़ रे भविका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम शीर काले नंदो रे अढ़ार सहस शीलांगन धोरी अचड़ आचार चरित्र रे मुनि महंत जैनायुत वंदी कीजे जन्म पवित्र रे बालिका सिद्ध चक्र पद वंदो जिम चीर काले नंदो रे नवविध ब्रह्म गुप्ति जय पाड़े बारस बिह तप शूरा रे एवा मुनि नमिये जो प्रगटे पूरव पुण्य अंकुरा विकासित चक्र पद वंदो चीर काटे नंदो रे सोनातनी पर परीक्षा दी से दिन दिन चढ़ते वाने रे संजम खप करता मुनि नमिये देश काल अनुमाने रे विकासित चक्र पद वंदो जिम चीर काड़े नंदो रे दो अप्रमथ जे नित्य रहे, न विहर के न भी सोचे रे, साधु सुधा ते आत्मा वाला, साधु सुधा ते आत्मा, शुमुंडेषु लोचे रे, वीर जिनेश्वर उपदेशे तुम्हें सब जो चित लाई रे, आत्म ज्ञाने आत्मा, रिद्धि बड़े सब आई रे, रिद्धि बड़े सब आई। All right, we have 1 minute over time. So if I'll ask you guys, do you want, can you stay for a few more minutes and we take this line from Sadhu Pad, or you want to, otherwise we'll be meeting again tomorrow, so we can start from here. For those who can stay for a few minutes, maybe give a thumbs up or raise your hand, somehow indicate.
Okay, Kalpana Ben?
Kalpana Ben is fine.
Okay.
All right, we'll take Kalpana Ben as representing the body of all the people who are on the Zoom call. All right, so let's do this in a couple of minutes. So who is a sadhu? A sadhu is one who is doing sadhana, who is traveling on the path of the soul of purification, the path of soul purification. Je Ramya Suddha Swarupa Ramne. And hence all behaviors of sadhu are with the goal of attaining Shuddha Swarup. That's their goal, which is another word for moksha. And they have won over the feelings of, so dehamam. So this body is mine, that feeling, or this body is I. They don't have that feeling anymore. They have won over that mithyatva part. And I'm a great body. I'm a great person. And by extension, all the feelings of mahatva, the attachments with money, spouse, kids, etc., they have won over those, and therefore they have pure samkit and the incorrect identity. So the root cause of sorrow is this aham and mam, the incorrect identification of who I am and who are mine. So they are striving to uproot these feelings right from their source, and for that they are engaging. So everything that our Muni is doing, everything that we can say sadhak is sort of a synonym for Muni. So everything that sadhak is doing is with this goal of uprooting these wrong feelings of ego and mindness. And for that, they are engaging in the severe practices of Kayotsarya and Dhyana. So they are in a rush to go to purify themselves. We don't have that much of hurry, so we are taking it easy. We are laid back, and at some auspicious day, we will break the nariyal and start our journey, our sadhana. So Munis wear spiritual glow. It arises out of purification. So this, I'm sure some of you must have noticed also when you meet a Mahatma. A lot of Mahatmas have a very special halo around them. Most recently, this was mentioned for Mukti Darshan Sri Maharaj. And so this arises because of the purification that they have attained. Right? So the internal purification manifests externally in terms of a spiritual glow, and they have rose over the obsessions towards the worldly objects. So they don't have any desires for the worldly objects, and flowing within them is the bhavana of Jeev Maitri. Right? So all living beings are same as who I am, and therefore Munis are friends of everyone. Maybe this is inversely written. Sorry, it should be everyone is a friend of Muni, and Muni considers everyone to be their friend, and therefore they are also constantly giving abhedan to all jeeves. Right? They don't hurt any jeev at all. So they are giving the dam of fearlessness, and their heart is an ocean full of compassion. So in the old days, the army consisted of horses and elephants. Now we have, I don't know, the drones and the missiles and all of those. So you can consider that. So the army of the drones and missiles that the Muni Maharaj have are the Gyan, which is like in this analogy, it's like the elephant's trumpets, and the Dhyan is like the galloping horses. So they guard the spiritual prosperity of a Mahatma. And, O great Muni Maharaj, for our Atmic benefit. So for my own hit, we bow down to you. Muni Maharaj doesn't care whether we give Kamasharna to them, do Guru Vandan or not. But for my own benefit, I love to do that. And therefore, I'm bowing down to you so that with your blessings, I too can, all of us can engage in this sadhana of Atmic Shuddhi, of soul purification. So with that, we don't have time for questions, but if you have any questions, you can post on the group or you can message us directly, Neha directly, or you can bring them tomorrow. So if I said anything against Jananya, or if I said anything, hurt anybody, then Michhami Dukkham. Shemastu Sarva Jagataha Parahita Nirta Bhavantu Muktagana Dosha Prayantu Nasham Sarvatra Sukhi Bhavantu Lokah Sarva Mangal Mangalyam Sarva Kalyana Karanam Pradhanam Sarva Dharmanam Jainam Jaiti Sham Mahavisami Bhagwan Sadgurudev ki jai. Navpad Bhagwan ki jai. Jai Jinendra everyone.
Jai Jinendra.
Tomorrow we'll meet at the same time. Same time.
Jinendra Pranam.
Complete the rest of the 4 pads of the Navpad.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai
Jai
Jinendra.
Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jai.